the SHP retirement roadmap, for those that are unaware, that aren't familiar with the SHP guys, that is their proprietary trademarked process. I'll let you guys share what it is, kind of the 5 worlds. And I know you've done a ton of work with guys like Chris Smith in our community to really even message that better than you have in the past. But what you did is it's kind of like the McDonald's version of the Big Mac. You can start a hamburger stand, and guess what? There's a hamburger stand on every corner in America where you're a commoditized business. You guys created your version of the Big Mac. You can only get the Big Mac at McDonald's. Well, you can only get the SHP retirement roadmap at SHP. So maybe deconstruct that, guys. I don't know who wants to hop in and kind of share the inflection point that made.
Yeah, and Brad, and I'll let either Derek or Keith talk about the actual process itself, but let me just talk a little bit about the philosophy behind that. And I think the key word there that you mentioned is proprietary. I mean, we wanted to focus on what was proprietary. Where could you only get SHP, right? Well, that first is the process, which we'll talk about, which is the planning process. The other thing that really became part of our culture and our DNA from early on is the focus on us as people, as persons, right? As not the savior by no means, but as the advisor that's going to be with that client, through thick and thin. And so to talk about how, okay, yes, not only, I mean, think about it that way. Think about initially we were all product, and it's like, yeah, you can get product anywhere. You can get a hamburger anywhere. But when you combine the process and the planning process, which we'll talk about in a moment, with us as people, well, that is truly proprietary, right? And so now it really, you become more distinct. You really stand out because you can't get that combination anywhere else.
The retirement roadmap process is 5 key areas. So the whole differentiator at SHP is we have everyone else. Most times when you go to a firm, they either are an investment firm and they give you investments, or they're an annuity firm and they sell you an annuity, and that's the end of it. With us, we manage money, we charge a fee like everyone else. That's the investment piece. But also, as part of this consultative process and roadmap, we build you a full income plan, looking at Social Security, expenses, pension analysis, and then we look at investments, as we just talked about, and we have a really good team that handles that and does a great job, and according to your risk and everything that goes into investments. Then we have, what about taxes? How will taxes play a role? If you ignore taxes in your plan, I mean, you can have the best investment plan in the world. If you're not looking at taxes and they creep up down the road, that's almost even just as bad or worse than losing money in the market, because you lose money every year if they raise taxes when you take money out. And so we want to look at, do Roth conversions make sense? Tax loss harvesting, any opportunities, municipal bonds, whatever it is, how can we add value there? Then we look at healthcare, world number 4, long-term care. We have a consultant that helps our clients with Medicare, supplements, all that, prescription plans. And then finally, estate planning, legacy. We work with an attorney, multiple attorneys that handle that side of it. And basically that is one, when you think of a plan, we always say that's a full plan. And you can get a portfolio anywhere, but you can only get an SHP retirement roadmap here. And just like McDonald's, you can get a hamburger anywhere, but you can only get a Big Mac here at McDonald's. And since we changed that, it's a lot of work, because behind the scenes we have a trading team, we have a portfolio team, we have a new business team, we have an ops team, we have a client development team, we have a planning team, we have so there's a lot of work that goes into it. But if you take the steps to do it right, build a process and build the right team over time, I mean, the numbers speak, the business takes off. It's almost hard to have it not.
And I would say, with that comprehensive process, what Derek just described, what we've experienced as our clients have got to know us in our process over the years, we've experienced a major inflection in referrals, because a lot of times people ask us why we have such a big team. And this isn't a sales team. This is more of a support team to, follow up and complete all the promises we make. And I would also say, what we've also experienced is, from a client standpoint, the client size or the amount of assets that clients are bringing in are significantly higher than they were 3, 4, 5 years ago. So, you know, that's the reason that proprietary process and using that proprietary process and actually following through, not just saying you're going to do something, actually doing it and doing it extremely well, that can lead to, massive explosion in business as well.